So I actually wanted to be a ballerina growing up. Studied seriously my whole life, ballet camps in the summer, danced every day in college. I majored in English and Spanish, but still danced every day and did it for about 6 to 8 months after I graduated, and decided that, it really is as hard as you can imagine it being. And so I tried to think what other career had similar characteristics. And I was used to thinking on my feet and working hard under pressure and presenting myself. So I thought that the law would be a good way, being a litigator specifically, would be a good way to incorporate the skills I had learned through ballet. And actually, law students are very much like ballerinas, very type A, very competitive. So it was a pretty seamless transition.
I studied chemical engineering in undergrad and thought that I wanted to go into a doctoral program. I loved the engineering department at Michigan. It was a great experience. But as I was doing engineering internships, working in labs, volunteering at the hospital, and sort of seeing what the world of engineering in practice would be like, I realized that it wasn't the best fit for my skills. Like, I feel like I like working in sort of a communications-based environment. I like working more collaboratively, and I was more drawn to the professional services. So I thought that working in the law would be a really good fit. Like, I could work in patent law and still keep my foot in the technical world and know about the latest developments and the newest inventions, but still translate those skills in a different way, help people in a different sense.
I think I've always been kind of fascinated with how rules work and the incentives that they create. So on a kind of a broad level of generality, that's always what fascinated me. I worked before I came to school. I wanted to see what else was out there, but I kept coming back to the idea of a legal career because it just seemed to be a good fit. So
actually, I spent 2 years down in New Orleans teaching right after college, and I saw a lot of things that needed change. So really my major motivation was social change. So I hope to do some kind of work in public interest law, and I love Chicago. I went here for undergrad as well, and when I decided to go to law school, it was the first place that I looked at.
So my skill set, I think, kind of pointed me in this direction to begin with. I like to talk, and I like to explore different issues and kind of analyze things and apply them to current and real life situations. And I think that makes sense to pursue a career in law. But I also have been exposed to the legal field, so I have met with attorneys and have worked at law firms before I decided on law school to make sure this is really what I wanted to do. But I think the initial interest sparked when I realized how interested I was in politics and policy.
I came to law school after doing a previous job for I guess 4 or 5 years. A little older than most students, but I just saw law school as a great opportunity to kind of combine the things I like from the business world and get a better education, so came to law school.
Prior to coming to law school, I worked in consulting for 4 years, and much of the work that I did was litigation consulting. I enjoyed what I was doing, but I always had this itch to understand what the larger legal problems were that our firm was hired to deal with from the accounting and finance perspective. After I talked to a number of people who practice law, I thought I could really see myself doing this. These are the questions I want to find the answers to.